Hey everybody, it's Gil. It's time to do the vinyl tag. Yeah, the vinyl tag 2018. Stick around.
I'm Gil. This is my Gil. If you don't turn it off, like it.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the vinyl tag. I want to say a special shout out to Don Doucette, otherwise known as Vinylguy Don. Just met him a little while ago, and he's been in the VC for a couple of years. Though he hasn't really posted any videos. He's just starting to again. So keep your eye out for him. I'll post his stuff at the bottom here. So shout out to him. It was good meeting you, Don. Hopefully we'll be doing some more stuff together, listening to some tunes and stuff together in the future. And that's been awesome. So I want to say a special shout out to all the 4 entries so far for my contest. That would be Jolly Roger, Dude 1973, Vinyl Victim, and Peaches at the Vinyl Countdown. So those 4 guys, special shout out to them. The entries so far are great. I'm hoping to see more people throw in the entries. I'm gonna have the contest go until the end of the month or whatever. I'm gonna have surgery on. Gonna be having surgery on this coming Monday, a week from today. So they'll put me out for a little bit, but whatever. I'm still gonna be here. I'm still gonna be watching videos. I'm still gonna do as much as I can. That's just because I like it. I like it a lot. But I was gonna like go through these questions, but I thought, whatever, I'll just wing it, and I guess I'll just edit whatever I can and see what happens here. So, I'm always out of breath. I'm gonna have to check something else on that. So, okay. So, anyways, vinyl tag 2018. First question: first video you ever saw in the VC? Well, my first video I saw in the VC was probably one of Frank's videos at Channel 33. I think I came across it because I was looking up something on malls or something, or whatever, because I was watching like abandoned mall videos and that. I came across this video. It was like they were shopping at the West Edmonton Mall. Him and his buddy or whatever, they were shopping at the mall and seeing if you could get records there, and then just kind of snowballed from that. But I believe that was the first one, I think. Favorite record that I discovered via a VC video. Can't really think of anything on it right now. I haven't listened to Disturbed yet, so I'm gonna have to check out some of them. Peaches was talking about them and that. So, well, actually, probably this wasn't really a VC video though. But this was I got this as a VCLT from Frank, and it's I was actually quite shocked at how good it was, and I'm really enjoying it. So it's still been spinning on my records here. So maybe that's it. So what are your other hobbies? Was at one time playing video games and so forth, but I just don't really play games like I used to. I like to draw, painting, and even though I haven't really done any painting, I still would consider it a hobby. I guess it's hobbies that I would like to do if I had the gumption. So, but yeah, I guess that's it. I don't know if that's a very satisfactory answer, but it says, "Why did you start to collect?" I don't know. It's kind of like the same question as, "Why did I start to breathe?" I don't really know why I started to collect. I guess it was, I had my first record player when I was a kid, and I fell in love with it. I just loved. Ever since I can remember, I would just love looking at the record spin on a turntable, and I could just watch it turn, and it was, I guess, it was a form of therapy for me, I guess, as well, and it still is. Do you play an instrument, or are you in a band? I do play a guitar, an acoustic, though I would like to get into electric again sometime, and got rid of my bass years ago, and then I sold my bass and traded it in for an acoustic guitar, and then I've been, playing that because the bass was just sort of sitting there collecting dust, and I kind of thought, well, I'm going to teach myself how to play acoustic guitar, because I've, used to play electric guitar in my punk days or whatever, before the lung butter stuff that we did, by playing bass, and I always just made noise, but I just never really knew how to form chords. I was always just, everything was all power chords and stuff like that, just making noise and having a good time, and that's and really that's what it's about. It's about having fun. That's the way I look at it. So I do play and practice more. I don't practice. I haven't been playing as much because of like my hands, surgeries and stuff, so I can't play for a long period of time before my hand wants to rip itself apart, because it's pretty painful. But I'll get back into it. I will. I'm not worried. Ever work in a record store? No, I never did. I always wanted to. It's always been a dream of mine, and I still might apply just for like a weekend or a night thing at Sunrise Records or something like that. See if they ever hire me. I think that'd be kind of fun. Favorite album from the year I was born. Favorite album from the year I was born? Easily. That it would be Mike Oldfield's Tubular Bells. Came out in 1973. That was the same year I was born. So, done and done. What classic record have you never heard? Probably the first one that comes to mind, and a lot of people mention it on the vinyl community, would probably be that Patti Smith album. I think it's called Horses or something like that. I've never heard that album. I'm gonna have to maybe check it out sometime though. Show a guilty pleasure record. Guilty pleasure record, eh? Huh. Joey Scarberry. and the theme from America's Greatest Hero. That would probably be a guilty pleasure, I guess. I hope that's good enough. I hope that's I almost get red thinking about that one. Strangest record. Now I don't know. Of course, I just posted that video about, you know, strange records and so forth, and who was it? It was Vinyl Victim. He posted Mr. Bungle, which made me think of Mike Patton, probably. Let me see. I think I have those up here somewhere. It's not a record though. I don't know if it's actually right here. These Mike Patton's adult themes for voice, and Mike Patton Pranzo Ultralazanta, whatever. These would probably be two of the more strangest records I have. Though, I'm sure there's some other strange ones too, but this is what I would think of right now. Another one is what I'd like to actually get on vinyl. I only have a copy of it. Is though it's not as strange, though it is, it's actually on my list of seeing if I can find it, because I don't actually have an actual copy of them. I haven't found it anywhere, but I'd like to find these albums, Optigonally Yours, where all the music is done with the Optigon organ, and where their second one, which was I think it was called the Talent Maker, but it's like a Optigon, which is a type of a organ at the time, which used these records or these discs that played in them, and it was actually a light. I don't think they were magnetic. I think it was like a light that a bounce of a light, kind of like not CDs, but it was like still an analog sound. It had a scratchy sound and so forth. I'm not too sure. I'm not technically inclined to know enough like what the actual things were. The Optigon discs kind of looked like this. Like they were like records, and they would fit in the organ player, and then this was actually would turn, and then this was the four, right? The red one was the 1 and 2, 3, 4. But I don't know. I'd like to find those albums. Those are pretty strange, but I wouldn't say the strangest. But these definitely probably the strangest. Show a picture disc. I only think I have one. Yeah, picture disc for Mike Oldfield's 5 Miles Out. A single that I got years ago. Actually, you can still see the sticker on it, which was a pretty penny for a 7-inch at the time. I mean, I bought this probably, I don't know what year that was. That would have been like 87, 86 or something. I don't know. A little plain on it. The main reason I got it is because it had live Punkadiddle on the flip side, so I thought that was pretty cool. That's the only, I only have that, and then I have that Iron Maiden one. Those are the only picture discs I have. The best posthumous. Don't know how to say that. Posthumous? Posthumous. Posthumous. I don't know how to. I always want to say posthumorous, but it's not humorous. It's posthumous. Posthumous pro. Anyways, album that came out after they were dead. The one that I can think of right now, actually, which is probably would be more of a more recent release, and that would be this one here, which I don't have on record, but it's a Blu-ray and a CD and Blu-ray. It's actually, the album is on, there is an album on here, but it's actually more of a movie. But this was probably after the death of Frank Zappa. This would be probably the thing I can think of that blew my mind the most when it came out. It's the I don't know if you ever the Roxy and Elsewhere album. If anyone's ever heard that, that's what this is. From those same recordings at the Roxy, and they also did a film. They originally were going to do a film presentation. It was going to be like a TV special, but there ended up being like a mess up on the film, and the film was completely out of sync, and they never had the technology at the time to actually get it done or fixed. And it was something that Frank Zappa always worked on, but then just he was never able to get it fixed properly. It was either too expensive, there wasn't the right things to do it. But of course now with technology and digital and that, obviously, you know, they were able to get it done. So this is something that probably I would say this is the best, you know, after death posthumous. I still don't know how to say it, but still, that's the best release after death. Mainly because I never thought I would ever see this. Ever thought of it, so it was like a dream come true when it actually came out. And watching this whole concert, it was still the whole concert's fantastic. About as next as best as you can get to seeing him live. I never got to see Frank Zappa live, but I got to see this, and I did get to see his son Dweezil play live. So I mean, that's about as good as I can get, and both the experiences are great. So if you guys ever get a chance to watch this, I highly recommend it. It'll blow your mind. What artist do you impulsively collect? So impulsively collect, I guess that means like you'd just buy without thinking, or if you had the money, if you saw it, you'd just go snap. I don't know, there's probably a few. I mean, Frank Zappa, I guess it's kind of impulsively. I guess I would be, who was the Beatles there for a little while? They Might Be Giants would probably be it. Rheostatics. Yeah, Rheostatics and They Might Be Giants. Though probably them. Anytime I see something like that. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Oh, Best Blind Buy. Best Blind Buy. Pussy Galore right now. Bought this years ago. Oh, actually, that's the date right there when I bought it. 1988. That was a complete blind buy. It was when I was seeing Dave at Records on Wheels there, and I was just flipping through his stuff, and I saw this one, and I was just like, with a band name like that, how could I not get it? So, yeah, John Spencer. Was that like the same John Spencer from John Spencer Blues Explosion? Oh, I think I might just have had my mind blown right there. I'm gonna have to spin that a little later. Anyway, that's probably the best blind buy. I was pretty shocked. I just picked it up out of the whim just by the actual title and the cover alone. I'll blind spot artist. So a blind spot artist would be what? Something that just kind of hits you out of nowhere? Would that be a blind spot artist? Like if you're just kind of came out of nowhere? Is that what they mean by blind spot artist? Bob Blog the Third? Maybe? I'll put that as a blind spot. I didn't expect that one, just kind of came out of nowhere. I saw him open up for Man or Astroman. Man or Astroman. I saw him open up for them years ago. And this guy was hilarious. It was just him, and actually you could see a picture of him on the back there. It's just him and a guitar, and he's got like a bass drum. And then of course he had I don't know if you can't really tell in this picture, but he had a telephone microphone hooked up to like a mask that usually like pilots wear, a pilot style mask, but he had the microphone of a telephone hooked up to it, and he would sing through that. And yeah, he was a one-man band. It was awesome to see him live and experience it was the whole thing. So I guess that'd be kind of blind spot. That kind of came out of nowhere and blew my mind when I saw it. So I'm sure there's other stuff, but I can't think of anything right now. A musician I met, probably the one that comes to mind would be Jane Sibrey. I met her a couple times. The first time I met her, but yeah, I would say Jane Sibrey. There's an autographed, one of her autographed CDs I have here. It says, "Gil, you are lovely, Jane Sibrey." And I still remember the first time I saw her. I saw her quite a few times, but the first time I saw her, it was like a dream come true. I thought I would have never saw her. And I remember at the club that she was playing at, I was standing on the side of the stage, and she was like talking to the crowd, and she's like talking to the crowd, talking, and then she kept on looking on the side and looking back at me, and she'd be like talking to the crowd, and she kept on looking at her side, and she's like probably freaked out because here I am standing on the side of the stage going like this. She's like talking to the crowd, whatever it was at the time she was talking about, and she just stopped and she looks at me and she says, "Are you okay? Are you all right?" I'm just saying, "Oh yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. It's like a dream come true for me. I just thought I would just never experience this day." So that was my first interaction with her, and then there was another time I met her at a folk festival, and it was just after my son was born. Like he was maybe just a couple of months old, if that. And I don't care. And I was just like, my wife was with me, Leanne, and she could probably tell the story better than I could. But like here we were. I ran into her, met up with her, got to see her, talk to her, and I says, "Hi, it's nice to see you again." And I'm just like, "This is my son." I'm just like an idiot. It was like that point, and a couple of times where I ran into her, or other celebrities or whatever. If I run into them, I think I learned to just not bother, because I'm just like, I'm just speechless, and I'm just stupid. I'm, tripping over my words. I mean, I trip over my words as it is the best of times. So to be tripping over that, it's just funny. But yeah, Jane Sibrey, that'd be the artist I've met. So a musician I've met. Show our record was Sentimental Value. Sentimental value. Sentimental value. I was thinking long and hard about this one, and I guess really, I think I showed this on my last year's vinyl tag video, but or something like that. But I know I've showed it before. But I think I'm just gonna have to show this one, because this is I'm keeping this just because strictly of sentimental value. It was the first record I ever owned. First record I ever got, and I mean it's went through hell and back. It's not playable in any sort of shape or form, but like I said, it was the first record I ever got when I was a kid. like when I was 4, and I never got rid of it. I mean, it went through hell and back. I had taped up, masking tape all over just to keep it for record from falling out. You could see scribbles on it all over here. It's all ripped. It's been colored on. I mean, the record itself is just, it's scribbled and scratched and the most horrible thing that you'd ever see. And I have shown this before. But when it comes to pure sentimental value, I'd never let go of this. Nope, not at all. This is, I mean, maybe I should just get a frame for it or something, put it in a frame. Because, I mean, this one just means a lot to me. I played the living hell out of it. So, that's probably why. It just has a lot of sentimental value. Also, there's another one. Same thing. This was probably like one of my first one, probably like maybe my second one, third one. But it's just like the same condition as the other one. It's colored, taped up, just ripped to shreds. Had my name written on it and stuff. And yeah, but it's sentimental. I love this album, and this album is still somewhat playable, though it's really scratchy. I am thankful that I can at least listen to it on Spotify, though. So, but yeah. Well, actually, no. It's not playable either. It's not as bad as the other one, but yeah, it's pretty much like the same thing, though. I was a little older, but I mean, come on. You're a kid, and so yeah. I guess these are strictly sentimental. If I could ever find another copy of this, I've always looked. I've seen things on Discogs and that, but I don't know. To get it off of Discogs, not really know what the shape of it is, and I've never bought anything off of Discogs before, and I just don't know what the shape of them are and that. And I just keep on hoping that one of these days I'll find it used somewhere or find it somewhere. But yeah, anyways, those are both sentimental records to me. I don't even have playable copies of either of these, but someday I've been always looking around. I've seen this one a couple times, but I've just never picked it up again. But thinking about it's getting me a little choked up. My favorite album that no one else seems to know about. I can tell you that. I could pick one out right here. And no one else is going to know about it because it never got released. There was a local Regina band called Nice, and they did a recording. They were of an album. I don't remember what the full story was, but a friend of mine, which I kind of don't really, I'm not in touch with anymore, but he used to be in this band, and I still love this album. It's fantastic. And but anyways, they were a local band. These are the songs they had on there. But I ended up getting a copy of the album. They never actually released it. I got a copy of the album, and it's just it's phenomenal. It's something that I would love to everybody to hear it, because it's a fantastic record. They were a great band. They're kind of like I don't even know what you would call it, because I've always been bad at picking the genres. But it was like the instrumental alternative rock, that kind of stuff. Like, I think what was it, Torrentel, was that what they were called, and Pele. Anyways, it was alternative, really good, kind of like, I don't even know what you would call it, the Ventures of of the new millennium, maybe. I don't know. But no, it was good. The harmonies, like everything on this is good. All instrumental, but yeah, a band, nice, from Regina. If you do ever happen to hear this album, you'd be very blessed, because it's fantastic. I love it. I love it so much. Favorite album out of a genre that I don't know very well? Well, I could pretty say that about any genre. Because I've never been a genre type of person. That's why I have them all in alphabetical order, no matter whether it's country or rock or pop or thrash or metal or whatever, right? I've never been one of genres. I mean, even when in the database that I use, if it does not automatically have a genre there, I usually don't even put one in, because I never base it. Though it does come in handy. Like say if you're in the mood for something, but I'm not gonna lie, it does come in handy to search things up that way. But genre I don't know much about, though I love every time I hear it. My favorite album would probably be this one, Hi-Fi Drums, which is it says right here, in brilliant hi-fi, backed by Billy May, Duke Ellington, Woody Herman, and the Just Jazz All-Stars, the big exciting beat of 7 top drummers: Buddy Rich, Louis Bellson, Chuck Flores, Dave Black, Alvin Stoller, Stan LeVay, and Irv Collar. So, I don't really know much about it, but I do know that I love this. And I also have this other one that's like Gret's Drum Night in Burnland, which is another jazz drumming album. So, I don't know, I really like listening to the jazz drumming. Don't have many albums like that, and I don't really know much, but I'd like to probably venture more off into it. But that would be it, yeah. That would probably be it. Hi-Fi Drums. The jazz drums. The jazz drums. That was really a long filled up video. I mean, I don't know what the length is going to be after this is edited. But right now, guys, this is clocked in at, I've been recording for 45 minutes. So it'll be interesting to see what the actual chopped up version is, right? So see if it's actually interesting or not. So thanks for sticking around, and thanks for checking out the video and that. And I put in your submission for the my 100 subscriber. Like I said, I have 4 submissions so far, but I'd like to see more, simply because I'm really liking these submissions, and I think it's really cool to see the stuff out of people's collections that you may not normally see otherwise, just because they would never think it'd be worthwhile posting. So I'm loving it. I think it's awesome. So anyway, like I said, the prize package, prize package will be, I'll throw in a couple of my lung butter discs in there. I know that's not much of a prize, but probably the big part of it is that I'm going to let you guys pick any shirt of your choice from Frank's Channel 33 RPM website. That would be any shirt of your choice, and then I'll probably throw in a couple other things in there as well. But that's the big one. So if you always wanted a Frank at Channel 33, if you always wanted to have one of Frank's T-shirts, now's the chance to get a chance to win one of your own, like maybe like that WTF one that I was wearing in the contest video. So yeah, one of your choice. And like I said, I'll throw in a couple lung butter discs, a T-shirt for sure, and like maybe something else. Maybe I'll find a strange record or something like that just to throw in there for fun to send out to everybody. But anyways, it's been a gas. I'm loving it. We'll see you guys soon. But anyways, I'm rambling on. I'm not making too much sense. I love everybody out there, and catch you on the flip side. We're gonna chop some of that up a bit there. I was gonna I can't really think. Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I don't know if I ever have I'll think of something.